Hello, everyone. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I am going to be giving you my predictions for UFC Fight Night Vegas 101. We're starting off the card with some pretty well unknown names. Maybe some other people know, but I personally am not very familiar with Narulo Aliyev. I feel like I've seen him last year in some prelim bout, but I just don't remember. Same thing with Joe Selecki. Um, Joe Selecki's last fight was at UFC 302 against Grant Dawson, and he lost. Yeah, I don't really remember. Um, 13-5 is kind of a mid, kind of a mid career, if we're going to be honest. If you're going to be at the prelims area, 13-5 would be something PFL would shine at. Anyways, I think we'd have to go with our boy Nurulo Aliyev from Chagistan. He's minus 650, and his last fight was against Alves. I don't remember this Alves guy, but he won, and so always a good sign to be coming off a win, of course. And it's always great, of course, when you're coming from an area and you got this beard combo right here. I mean, that's just instant win. Here's one I'm a little bit surprised by. Fatima Klein. She beat Jasmine Jadu Vishkas, which is pretty decent win. I totally forgot about that. That was July 13th. Wow, that was a while ago. Victoria Judikova, yeah, beat some relatively unknown. I think she's supposed to be some sort of Irish British prospect or whatever. Kind of a layup, honestly, but yeah, not that great of a fight. We have Magomed Gazidulov versus Bruno Lopez. I'm gonna again have to go with probably Magomed here. Um, he won his last fight against Ribeiro, so that's pretty good. Um, when we look at Bruno Lopez, I believe I've seen him before. Actually, I have not seen him before. But he's 1-1 in the light heavyweight division. Who the hell? Who the hell is this guy fought? No one pops up when I click view fight history, so um, probably a layup for this guy, Gazidulov. So we're gonna go with Gazidulov for this one. I can't even find information on Bruno Lopez, so that's not a good sign. Here are two really completely unknown. Like I've at least maybe have seen these guys' faces, or maybe the name is kind of familiar. Maybe I've like caught a fight of theirs, but I just don't remember their fights. Um, these two and these two, I have no idea. I feel like actually maybe I have heard Preston Parsons once or twice. But anyways, back to the women's flyweight bout of Ernesta Karakati versus Nicole Kalari. I'm not great with names. Um, Girl from Lithuania is last one against Barboza. Um, Two wins by knockouts, 5-1. That's pretty okay. She's 8-2 though, and her last fight was a debut, and her last fight was a loss. I didn't even see that. So this is this girl's debut. She's 8-2. Trying to bring her in. Man, I gotta say, this might be a good one to go with the underdog on. I don't like the 5-1 record versus someone who's 8-2. And she has a no contest too, so that could have been for something weird. She does have a significant height and reach advantage. However, I feel like I'm feeling I'm betting on this girl, Nicole, over here to bring her down and try to get some sort of submission going, some sort of submission game going. She's Brazilian, so that's kind of wired into her DNA to, go for submission. And here we have Preston Parsons versus Jacoby Smith. I think that's how you say it, Jacoby. He's also making a debut. Another thing about the UFC Apex is we're making these fighters who've never been seen by fans debut on the Apex. 7 win by knockout, 6 first round finishings, so that's pretty good. He's a 9-0. Preston Parsons, I believe he's coming off of a loss. It'll let me go up. Yeah, he is coming off a loss, 11-5. That's not really good. Why are their weights so different? It's weird. Um, just realized you can't see this the best. His last his last fight was Oban Elliott. I don't even remember that. He got beat up by Oban though. Oban typically does that to people. Thiago Moses versus Trey Ogden. Now, these are two fighters I know. Thiago Moses has fought Khabib and a couple of other high lightweight fighters, but he's kind of been in the twilight of his career right now. I don't know why they have him as a favorite. What was Trey Ogden's last fight? Razab Radizabov, 18-6. That's pretty good. Thiago Moses, 18-8. Also not too shabby. Although, he's coming off a win versus Klein, which just isn't that notable of a win. I think I'm gonna have to go with Trey Ogden. He's also got the reach and height advantage on him. I feel like he could win by striking or something like that. Maybe even grapple him up with them longer limbs. But we'll go with Trey Ogden on this one. Right now we got Marco Tulio versus Ihor Pretoria. This guy does not get easy matchups. He does get easy matchups. What I'm talking about. He fought Shogun Rua to give him a little layup. And then he just hasn't been doing very good since then. I mean, let's see, what was yeah, he lost to Almeida, and now he's in the middleweight division, so he's moving down a weight, and that just doesn't look really good. I think he's in for probably another, unfortunately, fight where he gets finished, and I think Marco Tulio will probably take him out any way he wants, knockout, submission. Ihor Pretoria just seems like a guy that's better for PFL or any other little outside organizations. Hey, maybe KFC can pick you up. They pay good, I hear. Felipe Burns. Buns. Felipe Bunes. I don't know how to pronounce Bunes in their Brazilian fashion. But he beat Joshua Van, or I said Joshua Van. I forget his first name, but I've seen him fight before, and he was a prospect that was pretty big. So Jose Johnson. I've never heard of this guy, but I don't like his record already, being 16-9. And the flyweight division is pretty crazy. He apparently has a crazy body. So let's look at that real quick. Yeah, he's super tall. And he's got a longer reach as well. And at this division, it's going to be very hard for the smaller guy to deal with that. But they're both coming off of losses. So it might be a good idea to give this one to Jose Johnson because of his attributes. Maybe Felipe Burns, could get some good grappling exchanges, but I just don't see how he's going to deal with someone who's 6 foot in the flyweight division. That's pretty crazy of a task to put on. All right, now we got 2 more dudes. I'm kind of familiar with this guy. Him though, I don't have no idea who this dude is. Aras Medic from Serbia, 10-2 versus a 10-4 record. Both coming off of wins, which is really good. Aras Medic, I don't know who this guy really is. He's 10-2. He fought Tim Means on April 27th last year, and you beat him. I just don't remember that. It must have been pretty uneventful, honestly. I've seen him knock out. Yeah, I think he knocked out Bizev, and I've seen him knock out someone else before. I think I've seen him knock out and just have some more UFC wins. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Panali Soreno. I think he's gonna have an upset against Ross Medic. Medic! All right, now we got Christian Rodriguez versus Austin Bashi. Now this guy's apparently coming from the Contender Series. He's 13-0. I think he is a very high-level wrestler. The last name sounds familiar among the collegiate wrestling. 13-0, obviously really great record against a Christian Rodriguez. 11-2. Not too horrible. He's coming off of a win as well. So, riding some momentum is always good. But I think I'm going to have to give it to Austin Bashi. I think he is a wrestler. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Anyways, I've seen that Bashi has terrific wrestling and grappling. I don't remember exactly who he wrestled for, but I remember that he's a high level wrestler. I should really know because I'm kind of not involved, but I'm knowledgeable of the wrestling scene somewhat. At least the U.S. wrestling scene. I don't know any of these Dagestani or Iranian dudes. Now we have two fighters that I know a decent amount about: Chris Curtis and Roman Kopylov. I gotta go with Kopylov. Chris Curtis has just been very mid, unfortunately. Had some very mid fights, some very winnable fights that he just could not do. I think the Mavov fight was his last fight. No, Allen was his last fight. Yeah, wow. And he's lost both of those, so he's coming off of two losses, I believe. And Roman Kopylov, I know he's coming off of, believe he's coming off of a knockout loss, but either way, I feel like he's just got the more dynamic striking. Chris is your very defensive, hold shell, hit some hooks, powerful hooks. They are powerful hooks, but that's kind of feels like all he's got. Doesn't really have any kicking or wrestling of any kind. Abdul Razak Al Sahan versus Cesar Almeida. I've heard of Cesar Almeida before. 6-1 is kind of iffy to be going into a UFC fight. I think the only reason why I've seen this guy is because he was talking some shit about Dracus or whatever, and he got like a viral clip of him saying how he wanted to beat up Dracus. Either way, I don't really know both of these guys. His last fight was a no contest. That's not good, and he's coming off of a win. I think we should go with Cesar Almeida here. The 12-6 is kind of a floppy record. At least this guy's mostly positive. He's, a little bit too hard to want to go for an underdog pick here. So we'll go Cesar Almeida. Now Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris. This is more of a pick'em fight. I'm surprised Santiago is a slightly leaning favorite. I don't think against Chaos Williams. He got into a slugfest with Chaos Williams and lost. Salikov, he's coming up fighting Salikov. I think I have to give it to Ponzinibbio. I feel like he's just had some fights that are so close that he's pretty much almost won, and unfortunately just gets screwed out of it. I'm trying to think of what fight it was that he had a close fight that should have been for him that wasn't for him. Or maybe it's just a close fight in general and it could have gone to anyone. But he has shown the ability to stay in there. If you're getting into knockout fights with Chaos Williams and you come out on the opposite end of getting knocked out, I have very little hope for your future in your chin in the UFC. And then we have our lovely main event, Mackenzie Dern, Amanda Ribas, 2. So glad we're here at 2. But He's this fight just it's a pick'em fight. Unfortunately, they're both. She's coming off a win, and she's coming off a loss. So I think just based off of that, the momentum's rolling for Mackenzie Dern. Amanda Ribas is just, you know, I, I've never seen a moment where it's like she's really like throwing it all out there. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen Mackenzie Dern show more heart and more of a will to want to be, title contention, stuff like that. For as far as I know, Amanda Ribas hasn't even gotten into that area. At least Mackenzie Dern's been like 4 or even 5 at the time. She's 6 right now, so I mean, she just needs like 2 or 3 more wins to get to that title contention. But for Amanda Ribas, um, I know I said yesterday that they both need 2 to 3 more wins. Mackenzie Dern will probably need 1 or 2. Amanda Ribas will probably need more like 3. We're gonna be completely honest. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go with Mackenzie Dern here, probably by either submission, most likely is what I can see her getting it done by. I'm surprised she's the favorite. I think if it'd be a smart idea maybe to bet on a submission by Mackenzie Dern, probably you could see round 3, round 4 maybe. After a pretty uneventful fight, she'll get her Amanda Ribas to the ground and do her thing, but fights are fights, guys. I am giving you my best information off of what I see and what I have seen based off my memory and these little stats here on the UFC page, which are really nice to go through and look at who they fought last to kind of refresh the memory on, who's done what and why they're going to win, why they're going to lose, etc. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Kind of a not so edited video, but my prediction picks aren't going to be super edited. They're going to kind of be more raw, in a good way. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be live streaming the event tomorrow, so make sure you tune in and check it out. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.